Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 16 of the Big Macs challenge. So I am making today something that I haven't made this in a really long time in terms of the sauce part of it. So one of the ways to get a fermented food in you is by using miso. And I do actually like miso. However, I have made, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3, I can't really remember, recipes for miso soup, and haven't liked one of them in the past, like ever, not at all, ick. So if you guys have a recipe for miso soup that's really awesome, please let me know what it is that you do, because the ones that I have made have not even been worth eating, let alone repeating. So yeah, but one of the ways that I used to make miso back in the day, I would take 1 to 1 to 1 miso, maple syrup, and rice wine vinegar, and blend that and mix it up and put it over the top of based salmon that I was cooking in the oven for my kids. And it was very good, it was very tasty. I don't really cook salmon anymore. So I have done this with tofu and it comes out just fine. Actually broiling it at the end works out really well because it kind of gets a little bit crusty and crunchy on the outside. But I think that would probably go really well on some vegetables. So I decided that we're gonna give that a try. I'm not 100% sure whether it's gonna go well or not, but I'm really hopeful. I think it's gonna be fine, we shall see. But I'm making a Buddha bowl and I'm going to use that as my sauce. So I just got done chopping up some vegetables. And I actually made, I figured quinoa, highest protein, excuse me, I don't care about the protein, highest fiber that you could probably put with this for like a grain type thing. But I decided to use a sweet potato instead because I'm just not a fan of quinoa at all. I actually don't even know if I have any left now that the last challenge I think I used up what I had bought, and I don't intend to buy it again probably, although I might, you never know. Anyways, so I cooked a sweet potato in the microwave a little bit, just so that it would cook at the same amount of time. It didn't need like an hour or something in the oven where the other vegetables only need like 20 minutes. So got some baby carrots that I chopped up, some purple ones, which I just love that they're yellow on the inside. It's so cool to me. And then some chickpeas, so those are lots of fiber going on there, a whole bunch of broccoli, and a sweet potato. So that is what I'm going to bake in the oven. And then when it comes out, I'm going to, I'm actually just going to mix this. You don't have to cook it or anything, but I got maple syrup, organic maple syrup, a little bit of reduced sodium miso, and I'm just gonna use white wine vinegar rather than rice vinegar. I think that'll be just fine. So in the past, if I've needed to thin it out a little bit, I have added some water to it, but I want this to be thicker. I want it to be able to like stick to the vegetables and stuff, but I don't want to bake it in the oven on top of the vegetables. I'm just gonna let the vegetables roast and do their thing, and then make it into a pretty bowl with some topping on it. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm gonna go get this in the oven, and I will see you guys in a little while when it comes out. All right, guys, so I know I say this to you a lot, like, oh my gosh, you have to try this, but you really kind of have to try this. It's really good. So super easy. I mean, just chop up a few vegetables and bake them. That's obviously anybody can handle that. That's not too big of a deal. You could even microwave them if you really wanted to, because I'm pretty sure it would be okay as long as you don't overcook the broccoli. And just dry out the chickpeas a little bit. I'm not roasting them when I put them in the oven in terms of like drying them out and getting them crunchy or something. That's not happening. They're just drying out a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Anyway, and the sauce is really good. I ended up using only 1 tablespoon of vinegar because when I was pouring it, it smells a lot sharper than the rice vinegar that I normally use. So I used 1 tablespoon of that and 1 tablespoon of water. So 2, 2, 1, 1. 2 of the miso, 2 of the maple syrup, 1 vinegar, 1 water. And you could totally add a little bit of like a sambal ulek, that chili garlic sauce. You could totally add some of that to that if you like a little bit of kick to your bowl. You know me, that's not happening. But I bet it would be very good with just a tiny little bit in there. I bet that would be very tasty. But I'm, like this much. Anyways, so this is beautiful and I am super excited about taking this with me. This sauce is fantastic. So I did try it, although I typically don't eat right away. But I've got a piece of broccoli and a piece of sweet potato. And so I just dunked some in the sauce. I already had a sweet potato bite. It was real good. It's super tasty. I didn't try the broccoli yet. Yep. Oh, that's fantastic too. All right. So this is what my lunch is going to look like. And my breakfast, my lunch, my supper, however you want to call it. I'm not sure whether it's breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner, but whatever it is. So food all in the bowl. Put a little bit of the sauce on top. What you see, the seeds are hemp heart seeds. I put that on there just for a little bit of color, like prettiness wise, and then also a little bit of extra fiber because they're very high in fiber. So there you go. Broccoli very chewy. I could totally take chopsticks and like make this meal last like 2 hours at work. I could. So not a ton of sauce. It doesn't make a ton of sauce, but you don't need a ton. It's very flavorful. Sorry, go all over the place. You don't need a whole bunch. So I mean, I don't need a whole bunch. And it's definitely sweet. It's got a little bit of the tartness going on, and it's definitely I got a tinge of the tart from the vinegar, sweet and salty. So got all the bases covered. Your tongue will be super excited, let me tell you. All right, so I gotta finish getting ready for work. This is enough. It makes 2 full meals. I mean, it's a tray full of veggies. So you'll be good to go. You'll be full. And that's it for me for today. Well, that's not it for today. I'll be back later today because we have to exercise. It's a pace workout day, so a fast-paced cardio. Provided that my husband is up to working out tonight. Yeah, I never know. So sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. Most of the time he is. Most of the time. Just some days he's worn out. Boys are a lot of work. Oh my goodness. So anyways, that's it for me for right now. And I will see you guys again tonight. All right, guys, so I am home and food today was wonderful. Oh my gosh, it was so tasty. I really liked it with the maple miso sauce. It was very, very good. And the only thing that I wanted was more sweet potato. So I should have made like 2 sweet potatoes and split the sweet potatoes between us because it was so delicious. It was so good. Yeah, so I am home and I brought my dishes into the kitchen to get them cleaned up. And what I need to do now is go get changed because I can't work out in my clothes for work because that would be really hot and sweaty and gross. So that's it for me for today. I have not been being good about taking my turmeric again. I really need to do that. My elbow actually feels a little bit better tonight than it did this morning, and I haven't taken any leave today, so that's good. But I'm gonna go make some orange juice and turmeric real quick and put some black pepper in it because that's helpful, and I think that's helpful. And I think it helps my arm, my elbow. I'm not really 100% sure though. Who knows? Alrighty guys, so that's it for me for today. It's the same, I'll put a link in the description box below for the pace workout video, progressively accelerating cardiovascular exercise. And yeah, that's it for me. I will talk to you guys again in the morning.